Now, before I bring in Nick Cater and Tina McQueen to discuss yet another council ditching Australia Day, I want to bring to your attention the plight of a Hobart councillor who's being pursued by Tasmania's Anti-Discrimination Commission. She's facing claims that she incited hatred towards transgender women. Why? Well, because she has been accused of the terrible crime of misgendering. This is what she said. She said trans women are trans women and remain biologically men. Louise Elliot joins me now. Louise, I know several trans women. I've spoken to them on this program and I've spoken to them privately. I know several trans women who say they are indeed trans women. They are not the same as biological women. Obviously, there are physical differences.
Yes, completely. And that's the insanity of this situation where I'm facing charges for inciting hatred, like you speak, for stating a scientific, widely accepted fact that we've all known for millennia. And now all of a sudden, that's potentially inciting hatred.
Now, this investigation, it's been going on for 4 months. How much is it costing you? I'd imagine it'll be stressful, but is it also financially costly?
Yes, it is. I've already invested, I'd say, several thousand in this already. And I feel that we have no choice because this isn't just about me. This is about all Australians and their ability to speak the truth, speak what, in this case, high school level biology, that it is impossible for humans to change sex. And so, I'm investing in it legally to protect our ability to say so, and for those facts to not be considered hate speech or in any way inciting hatred.
Well, they should be absolutely protected. And in other jurisdictions and other parts of the advanced world, Western world, they have been found to be protected speech. But in Australia, we seem to be trailing the rest of the world when it comes to this particular movement. Now, you've said trans women should be able to live safe, happy, healthy lives. There's no malice behind your statement or your positions?
That's exactly right. Everyone should be absolutely treated equally in my book. And I think we've crossed a line where most people that I know, they've had no problems with men presenting themselves however they wanted. But we do have a lot of people have a problem with us now denying reality and not being able to speak the truth, and the truth now turning into potentially inciting hatred and having legal ramifications for saying something that is true, that trans women are trans women and remain biological men, because people cannot change their sex. It is impossible, and it shouldn't be any form of hate to say so. It's the truth.
There's other statements that are now ridiculously controversial when there are, like you said, statements of facts, like saying only women can breastfeed, only women can have babies, that men have penises. All these statements that are just, grade 2 level biology are now suddenly considered hate speech by segments of the community, and you're facing the consequences of that. Now, you've also been accused of dog whistling over a post where you wrote day 88 of inciting hatred for saying trans women remain male. Activists say the number 88 is a white supremacist code. These are obviously the same folk who think the OK symbol is a white supremacist symbol. You know, when you do that, apparently that's going to trigger all sorts of craziness. How do you feel dealing with this? It must just be like you're existing in another planet with this hate and hyperbole coming your way.
I have two reactions to it. Well, first of all, the number 88 came about because that was the number of days between me first being notified of the complaint from the Equal Opportunity Tasmania and having the most recent update that there's really no firm time frame around when this complaint will be resolved. It's as long as a piece of string. So I guess in reflecting on the limbo I'm in, I did a post saying day 88 of being investigated for inciting hatred. And then when the Twitter starts to go off and people have started talking about some Nazi symbolism, my first instinct was to basically laugh, because this is so completely ridiculous, because it's so untrue. But then it quickly becomes actually quite serious, because this is part of a growing trend we're seeing, where people, especially if they're talking out on women's rights and sex and gender identity and the crossover there, then they're throwing out these slurs that are really designed to threaten and intimidate, Nazi and fascists and all these things. So whilst my first reaction was to laugh it off, it's really disturbing. It's a terrible pattern of behaviour coming up from people.
Oh, it would be terribly stressful, and you do have this investigation hanging over your head. It's costing you money. I'm sure it's consuming time and energy. We'll check in with you again if I do hope you're getting some help with those legal costs, because I really think it is so grossly unfair that you should have to pay for that yourself. Louise, Elliot, thank you so much for your time this evening.